Hi guys, today I'm going to tell you about 5 ways startups burn money without absolutely no reason at all in the world. And if I can get you to not to do 2 out of the 5, this has been a tremendous success. The first one is PR. You think that when you start up, you need to get people to know about your product. So you go out and hire a PR agency and they're charging you an obscene amount of money per month. And after 2, 3, 4, 5 months, you wonder if they've moved the needle at all. Maybe they promised you they would introduce you to some important influencers in your tech space. But guess what? Maybe not. And in the meantime, you've burned $20, $30, $40, $50,000 of your money for nothing. What can you do instead of that? Reach out to the influencers yourselves. Reach out to the journalists, to the people who write for TechCrunch, for other important magazines. They want to talk to you. They're happy to talk to you. They're happy to hear about the important and innovative stuff that you're doing. Number 2, hiring big when you're small. A few years ago at our cyber startup, we hired a VP sales from Cisco. He was a great guy. He had an enormous amount of talent and connections. But guess what? At Cisco, he had a tremendous support system. And in a small startup, you don't have that support system. And most people, even though they're really good at their big company before that, they're not going to be good for you, even if they compromise on their salary. So don't do it. Number 3, hire bad or cheap when you're small. There's kind of a common kind of misconception that for the price of one good engineer locally, you can buy 5 contractors. Guess what? Contractors are not always a good idea because they don't have any skin in the game. They work for you, but they don't really care about you. Tomorrow, your dollar is gone. They're gone together with your dollar. So try not to do that unless you have like a specific need and someone that you've worked with before, and you know that they're going to do the job and be responsible for their work. That's number 3. Number 4 is PR. PR, well, maybe not PR, maybe marketing. So marketing is the kind of thing you said, well, I need to get people to know about my startup. And the best way to do that is to hire some agency to do marketing for me. And guess what? After a while, paying them $7,000, $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 a month, you're going to discover that it didn't move the needles. At our clinical data startup, we hired an agency, well-respected. We looked at a number of options, and we chose one that we thought would be a good fit for us and do a good job for us. And indeed, they were pros. The only problem is that we had bought into the inbound lead generation Kool-Aid. And when you're in a small niche like clinical data and clinical trials, inbound does not work. The only thing that works actually for almost any kind of B2B enterprise software startup at its early stages is word of mouth and reaching out and talking to people directly. So we wasted almost a year and a good deal of money trying to create an inbound marketing proposition with an agency that was happy to take our money but didn't do the work for us. Guess what? The solution to that is to do the work yourself. Talk to people, talk to customers, understand the market yourself. How can you expect to hire someone who is an expert if you do not understand the principles, the first principles of marketing yourself? The final one is legal. Now, maybe your lead investor said you need to work with so-and-so lawyers, and maybe you have some creative ideas on the kind of contracts you need. So you say, well, I want to have a SaaS license agreement. And you go to your lawyer, and the lawyer says, yeah, well, every SaaS license agreement is a little different, and it's kind of a custom thing. I can't really tell you how much it will cost. Well, you know something? Between you and me, that's bullshit. Because anytime a professional service provider tells you that he doesn't know and that it doesn't maybe fit into a fixed category, or maybe it's something he has to work on to figure out, you know that that's not the right answer. So guess what? At the beginning, work with a good lawyer, but you don't have to work with a really expensive one. And guess what? You can standardize on employment contracts and SaaS service agreements. You can do that a very, very good job without spending a huge amount of money. So here are the 5 ones. So it's PR, overhiring, underhiring, spending a lot on marketing, and also spending too much, not right fitting your legal needs.